Week 3, the closeout, when you're at the airport heading home and you are on a meal plan. There is no excuses, guys. You have to stick to your plan. And here's what I had to do, which a lot of bodybuilders out there have to figure out. And it's crazy sometimes that you can't make this very easy for a bodybuilder, but ultimately here's what I picked up was $15 worth of chicken breasts from the bagel joint right here in the airport, leaving Florida. And the reason I wanted to make this really quick video is you got to understand that at the end of the day, I could have easily just said, you know what, screw my meal plan and got a sandwich with bread and all the things that will kind of hinder my meal plan and take me out of my self-discipline. But at the end of the day, you gotta stick to your plans, guys. And one of the things is you have to have a conviction and a relentlessness around your goals. And I have a relentless goal right now, which is to have a superhero's physique. You can call it a fitness model physique, a bodybuilder, whatever it is. But over the next year, I'm gonna completely transform who I've always been, which I've been in decent shape. But ultimately, I've never been in peak, high-performing shape, even when I was an athlete. So I'm super excited to continue this journey, and I hope you guys follow along. And again, this is the end of week 3, going into my first last week here, going into my first month, and we'll see kind of the results when I get back. And ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, it comes back to self-discipline equals freedom. And sometimes you have to make decisions that are tough. And obviously, this isn't that difficult to go and order chicken breasts, but you know, sometimes it's not like it's an order on a menu. At the airport, you have to ask for separate, and they charge about $3 per chicken breast. So again, I'm excited to eat this meal. It'll be delicious, and it's about, I'm guessing, probably about 12 ounces to 15 ounces of chicken. So I will talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so this marks week 4 for me, and I am meal prepping right now. And again, over the last month, I've pretty much eaten the same diet every single day over the course of the last month. Now, here's the truth of the matter. When you're trying to get in shape, lose weight, you're trying to do anything, you have to track different variables. And one of the variables is my nutrition. You have to track your macros and what you're putting in your body. And ultimately what it comes down to, guys, is maybe you don't have to go as extreme as I am, but ultimately when you're doing some sort of thing, whether it's business, fitness, whatever, you have to know what you're supposed to be tracking. And what I track is, one, I hired a personal trainer who is awesome. He's done 20 plus bodybuilding shows. He knows what the heck he's talking about. He's a nutritionist, and he's the one who put my meal plan together. And 2 is that once you have that plan, whether that's a business coach, a consultant, whatever it might be, or you're putting together a proposal with a business partner, you have to know what you're supposed to be tracking. So ultimately, there's multiple things that I track, one being my macros, which is protein, carbs, and fat, and also what I'm putting in my body. I don't have to think about it anymore. I do the exact same meal every single day, and I get as crazy as measuring out the ounces of protein and ounces of my meat source that I'm putting into myself every single day. And again, what it comes down to is you gotta do the things you need to do to hit your goal, whether that's business, fitness, whatever. You have to know what you're supposed to be tracking. So I recommend tracking, coming up with what is the mechanisms you need to track. And then, like I said, the 3 things that I mentioned: 1, hire a coach, a consultant, someone to go to the gym with you, personal trainer, business partner, somebody that can hold you accountable. 2 is you need to know what you're tracking, whether that is your nutrition, and you need to know what the most important thing is, which for me it's nutrition, and also heart rate, but I'll talk about that in another video. And then the last thing, like I mentioned, is that at the end of the day, you have to go all in on your goal. You have to basically have no excuse mentality. That's why I'm meal prepping right now. As you can see behind me, I got a couple pounds of turkey getting made, which is my entire week's worth of turkey. And again, I measure out every single ounce under the sun. So I will talk to you guys soon. It is heart rate time. I just had my breakfast. Gonna head over to the gym here with my son in a couple minutes. But one of the biggest things I learned over the last month here is if you check your heart rate variability, you'll actually know if you're gonna get a really good lift in or not. And it'll actually help you adjust your workout program depending on how stressed out your body is. So I recommend checking that out. All right, guys, so this is week 4 of my fitness journey to a superhero's physique, and today is gonna be my workout with my trainer. Now, the key to what I wanna go over today with you guys is essentially that ultimately what it comes down to is you do want to hire an expert in the field or get a workout buddy. And at the end of the day, one of the things that I found in business as well as in life is that anytime you're starting something new, you want to have some sort of accountability partner, buddy, personal trainer, coach, mentor, something. And so in my current business that I run, I do have a coach, a personal trainer. His name's Jeff. And ultimately we have 2 meetings a week, basically walking through what I can do to improve. Now, is he my boss? No, he's not my boss. He doesn't tell me what to do, but I give him full permission to call me out if I'm not basically going after my goals relentlessly in business. Same thing goes for fitness. I hired a personal trainer. You might not be able to afford it, but here's the reality of it. If you honestly want to get into shape, I highly recommend finding somebody, whether it's a nutritionist, a personal trainer, where that can hold you accountable. If you're trying to do anything, for instance, with this YouTube channel, I hired a guy named Zephin to help me out here and edit some of my videos and things like that, as well as I'm having my older brother teach me how to edit videos. So again, guys, you can't do anything on your own sometimes, or you can't do everything on your own sometimes. So what I recommend, guys, is find that person that can help you and achieve your success. So again, now here's the key when you're looking for this type of person. 1, look for their results. What have they accomplished in their life? So for instance, my personal trainer's name's Dave, and Dave has done 20 plus bodybuilding shows, and he was a professional bodybuilder. He's also a professional nutritionist. He also is an entrepreneur, owns the gym I'm standing in right now, which is out in Ashburn, Virginia. So you should check that out, which is Icon Gym. And Dave Shuttler is his name. The guy that coaches me in my business, Jeff Gunnis. Jeff is an amazing guy. He's run a multi-million-dollar business. He's a top-performing author, and he's been successful for the last couple decades. So again, you got to take advice from the right people. And when you're out there looking for these coaches, these mentors, whatever you want to call them, number 1 is look at what they've achieved. Number 2, look at their lifestyle. Do they have what you want? I've worked out with other personal trainers before, and ultimately they weren't as good as Dave is. And that's because 1, honestly, it's probably because they weren't an entrepreneur fully. And 2, they didn't have the experience and the knowledge that he has that can come in and say, hey, I did X, Y, and Z to get where I'm at. So here's what I recommend, guys. This is my week 4. And ultimately, I've lost a couple extra pounds this week. I'm really excited. And this marks kind of that beginning phase here of the new year to kind of see where everything goes. So I'm excited to work with you guys. And what I recommend doing, if you can, is subscribe below and share this video for anybody out there who needs some fitness motivation, you know, somebody who just needs some extra push. And if you have any questions, write them down below, comment, tell me any tips, anything that you guys can give me on my fitness journey, and I recommend you guys add that in. So again, I will talk to you soon. So I just wrapped up my lift for the day today, and I wanted to make a quick video. So as you can see behind me outside, that is a snowy wonderland. I live out in the East Coast, and obviously we get the 4 seasons, which you can look at 2 different ways. 1 is you can complain about it, or 2, you can get excited about it and understand that not everyone gets to see snow, and it's actually really, really cool. But what this video is about, guys, is I'm moving into my 2nd month of training into getting my perfect physique, superhero physique, fitness models physique, whatever you want to call it. And ultimately today what the idea is I want to kind of touch on, you know, one of the biggest tips that I can give you, which is that you got to create a habit, and you have to understand how habits are formed, which habits are formed simple. Okay, so I would pick up the book Power of Habit, and it's very basic. So first thing is there's a cue, then there's a routine, and then there's a reward. Okay, so you can't change habits. It sounds crazy, I know. What you can do though is you can flop habits. So you have to understand that for me, about a year ago when I was out of shape, I was about 30 pounds heavier, all that stuff, my cue in the morning was I would wake up, hit the snooze button, go back to sleep, and not wake up until I had to wake up before a meeting. Now what happened, I got lucky. What happens, I had a son,
And he wakes up every morning between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Now I'm still working on waking up even earlier than that, but he essentially is my alarm clock. And when he wakes up, then that begins my morning routine, which is getting him ready for school, feeding him, you know, all that good stuff. And then it allows for me to start getting my day ready. And then here's where it gets pretty simple, is the cue is I drop him off at daycare and I go straight from daycare to the gym. Then my routine is to do my workout, and then afterward, the reward is to look in the mirror, feel good, feel energized, feel accomplished, and then I move on to my work day. Now what I've done is I actually moved back my day a little bit to I start only work at 9:30 now. I have a little bit of flexibility with my schedule. I know sometimes people don't. If you don't, then you just got to suck it up and wake up a little bit earlier. But I highly recommend working out in the morning. But that's how you create a habit, guys, and I'm super excited that I got lucky. But I also utilized the opportunity to, you know, make that my habit. So excited for you guys. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you guys can see some of the transformation that's occurring. Excited for you guys to learn some more things. Talk to you soon.